Hello, beautiful friends. Thank you for being here. Always such an honor to connect with you. I hope you're all doing well as we're continuing to move through these intense energies. As always, another eclipse coming up on the 5th, a solar. And of course, we have the solstice this month and a lot of really exciting points, as always. So I just want to check in. I really felt the call to just share some love from the heart and just kind of flow. Just share this abundant love, because this truly is the greatest currency, especially going into the new energy, the new paradigm that we're going into. The truest currency is love, is self-worth, is freedom, purpose. And what's really coming up a lot for me right now is the value of life, the value of human life, and all life, of course. Because as simple as this is, I really think this is a core of a lot of the issues we're going through right now. As individuals and of course as a collective. It's a huge part of the trauma and the conditioning. And it's really sad to see. You can really, especially in like the darker crevices of yourself or even the darker crevices of humanity, where you may find these really painful situations occurring. There's a lot of variables, but I feel like a huge one is that self-worth and just kind of observing in so many different ways how much human beings have been made to feel like they're not worthy, and to higher extremes even to feel like they're worthless, like their lives are meaningless, like their lives don't matter, that they don't deserve better, that they don't deserve love, that they don't deserve freedom over their bodies or freedom over their lives in general. They don't deserve to be abundant, to be creative, to be free, to be inspired, to be fulfilled. The list goes on. And I don't know, that's just kind of heavy on the heart for me right now, working through and transmuting some of that, because it's hard to see some of the pain, that we see in the world. And it's funny because it's such a fractal that everything I'm saying it truly applies to us as individuals, all of us in our own way. And it does apply to the collective of humanity. And again, just seeing that lack of worth, that lack of self-worth. And again, so much of that is programming, because really what I'm getting at, and I just want to remind you all, anyone who maybe needs to hear this, you are inherently valuable. Your life has infinite value, infinite purpose. 100%. You don't have to prove it. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to earn that. We are children of God. We are inherently valuable. We've forgotten this. We all have our own gifts, our own love. When we're really able to come into our own hearts, come into our own wisdom, come into our own love, we can really see that. It's a really simple message, and most messages from the heart are, but I just want to remind you of that. We all need these reminders, and I think the lack of self-worth goes deep. It's something we're all really programmed with. It's something that's very normalized. And it's really sad, it's really unfortunate, but it also doesn't need to be anymore once we see that. And once we really start to step into our worth, step into our power, step into our value, why we're really valuable. Again, if you're not valuable because, you have this skill, or because you're beautiful, or because this or that, literally you are valuable because you were created. Life is sacred. That's something that we have so forgotten, as a human race. And again, that's something that was programmed in every, the changing of the history, the false science, even a lot of the religious stuff, and just the way that I think a lot of people have been really conditioned into feeling like their life doesn't matter on a subconscious level, like their life literally just doesn't matter. It's really sad, but you can really, really see it. And of course, if you don't think your own life matters, why would anyone else's life matter? You can only really appreciate others as much as you can appreciate your own self. So I just wanted to bring that to the forefront and again remind you that you are valuable. And if you're watching this, I'm sure you know that to some degree. And we all have worked on this. It can be very, very hard to break out of that. But if you are here and you understand what I'm saying, then you already are. And that really is the true currency. That is the greatest wealth you can have. That's what I'm saying. No matter how much money you have or don't have, if you can have this innate understanding that you are inherently valuable, because you are a life, you are a living force, you are a creation, you are a creator, you are an unconditional source of love. You were created with unconditional love. I hope this makes sense. If you are on your way to understanding that, then you really are so blessed. I just want to remind you of that, because I've been reminded of that. It's really easy to see things that, to feel really angsty about certain things. And I'm not saying that that's not justified, because of course it is. We're allowed to feel whatever we feel. But just to come back to that groundedness, at the end of the day, that if you have self-worth, if you are cultivating this knowingness of who you are and how infinitely beautiful and worthy and divine you are, all of us in our own unique way as different fragments of God. If you are knowing that and on your way to knowing that, truly you're one of the richest people in the whole world. No matter, again, what physically you have or don't have, because you can see it everywhere, and that's part of our insane societies. You could have millions of dollars, but if you don't have any self-worth, what do you have? If you don't have any value in your life, if you don't have any value in human life, that's really depressing. So just a reminder, truly, I just want to extend so much love to all of you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for showing up and, doing what you do. It's things like this that, when I see some of the really dark things going on in the world, and this is an eternal question for all of us that we are continuing to unfold, is what can we do? What can we do as individuals to really build a new paradigm based on truth, based on love, based on freedom, based on harmony, based on these high principles that really are who we are. Again, when we understand the inherent value of human life, it's really crazy to see how just, I think demeaned is the word, just like how much we're so desensitized to some of the terrible things in the world that completely, again, just like demoralize humanity, just demoralize human life. And it's multidimensional. It's hard, because you also can't, you can't be subject to your own demise by being too attached to these things. But so it is multidimensional of course, self-preservation and taking care of yourself first, but at the same time, our purpose, our mission is greater than this. I truly feel that we are here to evolve and have our own experience, and we are here as well to assist others and to, be an inspiration to others, to help uplift others. And that's kind of what brings me to this point is, how though, how can we really be effective? And of course it comes back to ourselves and being the best we can be, knowing our worth, knowing our infinite value, not shrinking down to what we're not anymore, just to make other people feel comfortable. Completely knowing and embodying our worth, our infinite worth, so that other people can start to see that they are just as worthy. They're just as capable. They're just as creative. Of course, there is a cultivation process, and we all have our own unique journey, our own unique processes, but I just feel like that one is really deep for humanity. That's what I'm seeing right now, is just that lack of worth, that lack of self-worth, lack of self-respect, lack of self-love. I truly feel like for anyone to make change in their life, they have to understand how valuable they are. They have to really know in their heart how deep this is, how deep life is. We're not just physical robots, no offense to robots. We're not just, but we're not just physical. We're not just meat, we really are a part of God, a part of the universe, a part of the infinite creation, a part of the one consciousness. So whatever we can do to help people to feel valuable in these times, to remember, and because of this, in a way, I'm almost just posing a question more than I'm saying anything, because it is something this isn't just something one person can do. We all have to do our part and come together. It really is going to take, as they say, it takes a village. This is one of those things. We all have our own piece of the puzzle, as we are seeing and continuing to see, whether that's something spiritual, something technical, something physical. We all have our own unique gifts to offer to, of course, again, first and foremost, make sure we're good, make sure we know our infinite value and worth, that we're plugged in and tuned in to that every day, every moment. And also, doing what we can to inspire that in humanity, to inspire that in others, because it really is the truth, and it really has been so forgotten. And that one is pretty sad, But it just makes it all the more worth it to watch it transform, to watch it evolve. And we are making really great progress, make no mistake. It's a wild process, evolution. It really is. But we are making a lot of true progress from the inside out. I think people are waking up to the value of life. It comes out, it is a part of that is coming out of autopilot, coming out of this old life, this old paradigm, this old numbness, this old just going along with things, this old constantly sacrificing and compromising who you are for what? For other people's egos, People pleasing is not how we truly inspire others. It's by being who we are fully, knowing our love, knowing our value, knowing our worth, knowing it, embodying it. It's not always easy, but it's a practice every day, knowing it, because you radiate it when you truly begin to know it. And that really does influence people, because again, people are always watching, people are always observing you, more than we realize. And more than they observe what you say, they're observing how you're being. Even if it's subliminally, we're all connected. So again, I truly feel like that's one of the pieces of the puzzles, is just knowing your worth and owning it and radiating it. Unashamed, obviously in a compassionate way. But we can't keep shrinking down, or we're all going to be small. Like, we have to keep rising up and inspiring others. Being who we are authentically is how we really inspire people. Not how we think we should present it or be, but really just being who we are. It's so beautiful. I love to see it. I love to see people being authentic, no matter how weird or kooky or eccentric or whatever it comes off. It's such a breath of fresh air. because we're all different for a reason. So that's really what wanted to come out from my heart today. Thank you for listening. I love you all so much. I really do. Thank you for being here. It really is an honor. Let me know how you're feeling. How are you guys feeling? I've been feeling such transformation and strength, really. With transformation does come a lot of turbulence and a lot of transmutation, but just being in flow the best I can, being present the best I can, really helps me to feel like I can navigate these as gracefully as possible. And it's fun. It really is an adventure. It's a roller coaster. This life is a roller coaster. And, a big tip as well that I'll throw in here is, again, just surrendering to your higher self as much as possible. Because it seems that the more you do that, the more you really will just flow exactly where you need to be. I've talked about this many times, and it's a really interesting practice as I myself continue to do this, and it just gets deeper and deeper. Continuing to have these kind of civil discussions with my ego, with these different aspects of myself. That integration, that wholeness, that healing, that's really what that healing is. We all have so much healing we're doing right now through these processes, especially right now. I think obviously in our hearts, we all crave this deep peace and satisfaction and love. And sometimes it's almost like we're looking for it in all the wrong places. But that's part of the journey, too. That's just part of the process. All of these lessons, that's why we're really here, is for the process and the lessons. And I truly do believe that we will reach, otherwise we wouldn't even be perceiving right now these really high potentials. I don't know about you guys, but I can see it in my own life. I can pick up on these really high potentials or timelines or whatever you want to say, and it's really strange. It's almost unbelievable sometimes, and I do believe that we are going to live to experience that physically. But again, it's about the process of getting there. It's not just about that. We came here to have these amazing lessons that are going to serve us very, very well in this life and beyond. So I just want to give some encouragement. You guys are doing amazing, and we are all doing amazing. And let's continue to shine our light. That's what I'm here for. Whatever way that comes to you. Standing in your truth, standing in your power, having these discussions between yourself and between other people. Very brave things. Okay, well, I love you all so much again, and I will see you soon. Let me know how you're feeling in the comments if you'd like. It's always nice to kind of get a temperature of, what a lot of people in the collective are feeling. Peace. Have a wonderful evening or morning. Bye.